about their dreams every day but never achieve them, while others stay quiet and suddenly succeed? Why do some people announce every plan, every goal, every idea to the world, yet years later, they are still in the same place? The truth is simple. Not everyone wants to see you grow. Some people will doubt you. Some will laugh at you. Some will secretly hope that you fail. And sometimes, the more you talk about your plans, the less energy you have to actually work on them. In today's world, many people share everything. They share their goals, their money, their problems, their future plans, and even their private victories. But wise people understand something important. Silence is power. You do not need everyone's approval to build your future. You do not need everyone's opinion to chase your dreams. You do not need everyone's attention to become successful. The strongest tree grows quietly. The deepest river flows silently. And the most successful people often work in silence until their results become impossible to ignore. Today, we will talk about 5 things you should never share with everyone. These lessons are not about becoming secretive or dishonest. They are about protecting your energy, protecting your focus, and protecting your future. Let's begin with the first and perhaps the most important lesson. 1. Don't share your dreams with everyone. Imagine a young man named Daniel. Daniel had a big dream. He wanted to start his own business. He spent hours learning new skills. He watched videos, read books, and made plans every night before going to sleep. One day, he became excited and started telling everyone. He told his friends. He told his relatives. He told his neighbors. He told people who had never achieved anything themselves. At first, everyone listened. But soon the comments started. That's too difficult. You'll probably fail. People like us don't do things like that. Be realistic. Get a normal job. Every negative comment was like a small stone placed inside his backpack. 1 stone was not heavy. 10 stones were not heavy. But hundreds of stones became a burden. Slowly, Daniel began doubting himself. The dream that once felt exciting started feeling impossible. This is why you must be careful about who you share your dreams with. Many people see your dream through the limits of their own life. If they are afraid, they will tell you to be afraid. If they have given up, they will tell you to give up. If they cannot imagine success, they will struggle to imagine yours. Your dream is like a small seed. When a seed is first planted, it is weak and fragile. A strong wind can destroy it. Too much pressure can kill it. It needs time to grow roots before it faces the outside world. Your dream is exactly the same. When a dream is new, it needs protection. It needs action. It needs patience. It needs belief, not everyone's opinion. There is something even more dangerous. Many studies have suggested that when people talk too much about their goals, their brain can sometimes feel a sense of achievement before any real work has been done. You announce your dream. People praise you. They say, "Wow, that's amazing." For a moment, your brain enjoys the reward. But then you work less because part of you already feels successful. Talking becomes a replacement for doing. This is why many people have amazing plans but very few results. They spend years discussing success instead of building it. The world does not reward dreams. The world rewards action. So what should you do? Keep your dream close to your heart. Write it down. Work on it every day. Wake up early for it. Sacrifice for it. Fight for it. Improve yourself for it. Let your actions speak louder than your announcements. One day, people will ask you, "How did you do it?" And that day, you will smile because while they were talking, you were working. Remember this powerful truth. A dream spoken to everyone becomes a discussion. A dream protected by action becomes reality. 2. The secret of your success. One of the biggest mistakes people make after achieving something is talking too much about how they did it. Success attracts attention. The moment you start improving your life, people begin watching you more closely. When you become healthier, people notice. When you earn more money, people notice. When you become more confident, people notice. When your life starts moving forward, people notice. And many people feel a strong desire to explain everything. They want everyone to know their strategy. They want everyone to know their plans. They want everyone to know every detail of their journey. But wise people understand that not everything needs to be shared. There is a difference between teaching people and exposing every detail of your personal success. Imagine a woman named Sarah. For years, Sarah worked quietly. While others spent evenings scrolling through social media, she spent her evenings learning new skills. While others complained about life, she invested in herself. While others looked for shortcuts, she focused on improving little by little every day. After several years, her life changed dramatically. She became successful. People suddenly became curious. How did you do it? What exactly are you doing? Tell us all your secrets. At first, Sarah told everyone everything. But she quickly discovered something surprising. Many people were not asking because they wanted to learn. They were asking because they wanted to compare. Some wanted to criticize. Some wanted to copy without putting in the work. Some simply wanted information. This taught Sarah an important lesson. Success grows best when it is protected by humility. The truth is that your success is built on thousands of small actions that nobody sees. The early mornings, the late nights, the discipline, the sacrifices, the failures, the disappointments, the moments when you wanted to quit but didn't. These are the real secrets. And often, the more successful you become, the more important it becomes to stay humble and focused. Many people destroy their future success because they become too busy talking about their current success. They start celebrating too early. They start showing off. They start seeking attention instead of seeking growth. And slowly, progress stops. The moment you think you have arrived is often the moment you stop growing. This is why truly successful people often remain surprisingly quiet. They know there is always another level to reach, another skill to learn, another challenge to overcome, another lesson to understand. Instead of talking endlessly about what they have achieved, they focus on what they can become next. Remember, success is not a trophy that you display. Success is a responsibility that you protect. The strongest people do not spend their lives proving themselves to others. They spend their lives improving themselves. Let your results speak. Let your work speak. Let your character speak. You do not need to constantly explain why you are successful. People may forget your words, but they will never forget your results. Remember this powerful truth. The louder you talk about your success, the less time you spend building it. Stay humble. Stay focused. Stay growing. 3. Your personal problems. One of the hardest lessons in life is learning that not everyone who listens to your problems truly cares about them. When life becomes difficult, Most people naturally want to talk. They want someone to understand their pain. They want someone to tell them everything will be okay. There's nothing wrong with asking for help from trusted people. In fact, sometimes it is necessary. But sharing your personal problems with everyone is a completely different thing. Imagine a man named Michael. One difficult year, he faced many challenges. He had financial stress. His relationship was struggling. He felt lost and overwhelmed. Because he was hurting, he started telling everyone about his problems. Every friend, every coworker, every relative, every person who was willing to listen. At first, it felt good. Talking gave him temporary relief. But over time, something unexpected happened. Some people started gossiping about him. Some judged him. Some used his weaknesses against him. Others simply enjoyed hearing about his struggles without genuinely caring about helping him. Michael realized something important. Not everyone who asks, "How are you?" is ready to carry the weight of your answer. This may sound harsh, but it is a reality of life. Many people are curious. Few people are committed. Many people listen. Few people help. Many people know your problems. Few people help solve them. That is why you must be careful about who receives access to your private struggles. Your personal problems are like wounds. When you have a wound, you do not show it to every stranger you meet. You protect it. You clean it. You allow it to heal. The same is true for emotional wounds. If you constantly expose them to negative opinions, criticism, and gossip, healing becomes much harder. There is another danger. Sometimes people become so focused on talking about their problems that they stop looking for solutions. Every conversation becomes about what is wrong. Every day becomes a discussion about difficulties. Every thought becomes centered around pain. Slowly, the problem becomes part of their identity. Instead of saying, "I am facing a challenge," they begin living as if they are the challenge itself. Strong people do something different. They acknowledge their problems. They accept reality. They seek advice from trusted mentors, family members, or people who genuinely care. Then they focus their energy on finding solutions. Because talking about a problem does not solve it. Working on a solution does. Some of the strongest battles you will ever fight will happen quietly. Nobody will see the tears. Nobody will see the fear. Nobody will see the sleepless nights. But those quiet battles often create the strongest version of you. Remember, every successful person has faced problems. Every strong person has gone through difficult seasons. Every confident person has experienced moments of doubt. The difference is that they did not allow their problems to define them. They used those problems to grow. So when life becomes difficult, choose carefully who you trust. Share your struggles with people who truly want to help, not with everyone who is willing to listen. Remember this powerful truth. The world does not need to know every storm you are facing. Sometimes the greatest strength is fighting your battles quietly and emerging stronger than before. 4. Your income, wealth, and financial growth. There is a reason wise people have always been careful when discussing money. Money is not just paper. Money is not just numbers in a bank account. Money affects emotions. Money affects relationships. Money affects how people see themselves. And sometimes, money changes how people see you. That is why one of the smartest habits you can develop is learning to keep your income, your wealth, and your financial growth private. Many people spend years working hard to improve their financial situation. They wake up early. They learn new skills. They take risks. They make sacrifices. They say no to things they want today so they can have a better future tomorrow. Then the moment they start seeing success, they make a mistake. They begin telling everyone. They tell people how much they earn. They tell people about their savings. They tell people about their investments. They tell people how much their business is making. They tell people how much money they made this month. And without realizing it, they invite unnecessary attention into their lives. Think about this. When you plant a seed in the ground, do you dig it up every day to show people how much it has grown? Of course not. You protect it, you water it, you allow it to grow quietly. Wealth works the same way. The strongest financial growth often happens in silence. The more focused you are on growing your money, the less interested you become in showing it to others. Unfortunately, many people do the opposite. Instead of building wealth, they build an image. Instead of creating financial freedom, they create financial pressure. Instead of investing money, they spend money trying to look successful. And there is a huge difference between looking rich and being rich. A person can wear expensive clothes and still be drowning in debt. A person can drive a luxury car and still have no savings. A person can post pictures of a glamorous lifestyle while secretly struggling financially. The world often sees appearances, but true wealth is hidden beneath the surface. Imagine two men. The first man earns a good income. Every time he receives money, he spends it immediately. He buys expensive things. He constantly upgrades his lifestyle. He wants people to notice his success. He wants compliments. He wants attention. The second man earns the same income, but he thinks differently. He saves, he invests, he learns, he plans, he focuses on long-term growth. Years later, the first man still looks wealthy. The second man actually is wealthy. One chased appearance. The other chased freedom. And freedom is always more valuable than appearance. There is another reason you should protect your financial information. Money has a strange effect on people. The moment some people hear that you are doing well financially, their behavior changes. Suddenly they become curious. They ask questions they never asked before. They want details they never needed before. They become interested in your financial life. And sometimes that curiosity is not healthy. Some people will compare themselves to you. Some people will feel jealous. Some people will feel insecure. Some people will begin judging your choices. Some people may even secretly hope that your success disappears. This is not because you did anything wrong. It is because money often reveals emotions that already existed beneath the surface. That is why financial privacy is valuable. Not because you are hiding, but because you are protecting your peace. Many people think privacy means secrecy. It does not. Privacy means understanding that not everyone needs access to every part of your life. Just because something is true does not mean everyone needs to know it. Just because you earn more does not mean everyone needs the exact number. Just because your investments are growing does not mean everyone needs updates. Just because your business is succeeding does not mean everyone deserves a report. Your financial journey belongs to you. Another danger of sharing financial success is that expectations begin to grow. People may start assuming things about you. They may assume you have unlimited money. They may assume you can solve every financial problem. They may assume you should always pay. They may assume you should always help. Again, Helping people is a beautiful thing. Generosity is important. But generosity should come from your heart. It should come from your choice. It should not come from pressure. When too many people know about your finances, pressure often follows. The more people know, the more opinions appear. The more opinions appear, the more distractions enter your life. And distractions are dangerous because wealth is built through focus. Think about how wealth is actually created. Wealth is not usually created through one lucky moment. Wealth is often created through thousands of small decisions. Choosing to save, choosing to learn, choosing to invest, choosing patience over impulse, choosing discipline over pleasure, choosing long-term rewards over short-term excitement. These decisions are not exciting. They are often boring. But over time, they become powerful. Imagine two people starting with the same amount of money. One spends everything trying to impress people. The other quietly invests in skills, knowledge, and opportunities. At first, there is almost no difference. A year later, there is a small difference. 5 years later, there is a big difference. 10 years later, there is a massive difference. This is the power of quiet financial growth. The world celebrates flashy success, but real wealth is often built quietly. Nobody sees the books you read. Nobody sees the sacrifices you make. Nobody sees the late nights spent learning. Nobody sees the opportunities you refused because they were risky or foolish. Nobody sees the discipline. But those invisible choices eventually create visible results. One of the greatest financial lessons you can learn is this: money is a tool. It is not your identity. Your bank account is not your value. Your income is not your worth. Your investments are not your character. Too many people connect their self-esteem to their finances. When money goes up, they feel important. When money goes down, they feel worthless. This creates a fragile life, because financial situations can change. Markets change. Businesses change. Jobs change. Economies change. But your character should remain strong regardless of what happens financially. That is why wise people build more than wealth. They build discipline. They build knowledge. They build resilience. They build integrity. Because these things cannot be taken away as easily as money. The truly wealthy person is not the one who has the most money. The truly wealthy person is the one who has control over their money, instead of allowing money to control them. And that kind of wealth grows best in silence. So protect your income. Protect your financial goals. Protect your investments. Protect your growth. Not because you are ashamed. Not because you are afraid. But because your focus belongs on building your future, not explaining it. Let people wonder. Let people guess. Let people be surprised. Spend less time talking about money. Spend more time learning about money. Spend less time showing success. Spend more time creating success. Because at the end of the day, the goal is not to look rich. The goal is not to impress strangers. The goal is not to win comparisons. The goal is freedom. The goal is security. The goal is peace. The goal is creating a life where money serves you instead of controlling you. The loudest people often have the least wealth. The wisest people often build quietly. Protect your finances. Protect your focus. Protect your future. And let your wealth grow in silence until your results speak for themselves. 5. Your next move or future plans. There is a reason some of the most successful people in the world move quietly. There is a reason they do not announce every goal. There is a reason they do not tell everyone what they are planning. There is a reason they do not reveal every step before they take it. It is because they understand a truth that most people learn too late. A goal is strongest when it is protected by action, not attention. Think about how many times people talk about changing their lives. At the beginning of every year, millions of people make promises. This year will be different. This year, I will get fit. This year, I will start my business. This year, I will learn a new skill. This year, I will become successful. This year, I will change everything. The excitement is real. The motivation is real. The dream is real. But by the end of the year, most people are exactly where they started. Why? Because they spent more time talking about the future than building it. The world is full of people announcing their plans. The world is full of people discussing their goals. The world is full of people explaining what they are about to do. But the world belongs to the people who quietly get to work. Imagine a young man named Ethan. Ethan was tired of his ordinary life. Every day looked the same. Every week felt the same. Every month felt the same. He woke up, went to work, came home, watched videos, went to sleep, and repeated the cycle. Deep down, he knew he wanted more. He wanted to improve his life. He wanted financial freedom. He wanted confidence. He wanted skills. He wanted growth. One night, he sat alone and made a decision. He would change his future. For the first time in years, he felt excited. His mind was full of possibilities. His heart was full of hope. And the next morning, he made the mistake that many people make. He told everyone. He told his friends. He told his relatives. He told his coworkers. He told people online. Everywhere he went, he talked about the future. At first, it felt amazing. People listened. People congratulated him. People said, "That's a great idea." People said, "You're going to do amazing." People said, "I believe in you." Every compliment felt good. Every conversation felt exciting. Every bit of attention felt rewarding. But something strange happened. Weeks passed, then months, and his progress slowed down. The excitement that once came from action now came from conversation. His brain was receiving rewards without doing the work. He was enjoying the feeling of success without actually creating success. And before he knew it, the dream that once felt alive became another unfinished plan. This happens to people every day. The world rewards announcements, but life rewards execution. There is a huge difference. One gives you attention, the other gives you results. And attention is often the enemy of progress. Think about a movie. When you watch a great movie, you do not see the years of preparation. You do not see the long nights. You do not see the mistakes. You do not see the failures. You only see the final product. The same is true of success. People see the business. They do not see the years spent building it. People see the confidence. They do not see the years spent fighting fear. People see the money. They do not see the years spent learning, failing, sacrificing, and growing. The most important parts of success often happen in private. That is why your future plans should be treated like a precious treasure. Not everyone deserves access to them. Not everyone deserves a vote. Not everyone deserves an opinion. Because opinions are powerful. And if you are not careful, other people's opinions can become louder than your own vision. Imagine you have a dream. You tell 10 people. One says it is impossible. One says it is unrealistic. One says it is too risky. One says it will take too long. One says you are not talented enough. One says someone else already did it better. One says you should choose an easier path. One says you are wasting your time. One laughs. One changes the subject. Now suddenly your mind is full of doubt. The dream that once felt exciting now feels heavy. The dream did not change. The opinions changed it. That is why protecting your plans is so important. Your future is too valuable to place in the hands of random opinions. Another reason to keep your next move private is that plans change. Growth changes people. Experience changes people. As you learn more, your strategy evolves. As you become wiser, your direction improves. If you constantly announce every plan, you may feel trapped by your own words. You may continue pursuing something simply because you already told everyone about it. Instead of adapting, you become attached. Instead of growing, you become stubborn. Wise people understand that flexibility is powerful. They do not announce every move because they know life can change. And when life changes, they adjust quietly. Think about a chess grandmaster. A great chess player does not tell the opponent every move before making it. They think, they observe, they plan, they adapt, they move carefully. Life works the same way. Your future requires strategy. Your future requires patience. Your future requires focus. And focus becomes difficult when everyone knows your next step. There is another danger. Sometimes people sabotage themselves by talking too much. The more they explain their goals, the more pressure they feel. The more pressure they feel, the more anxiety appears. The more anxiety appears, the harder it becomes to act. Eventually they become stuck. Not because they lacked talent, not because they lacked opportunity, but because they spent too much energy explaining instead of executing. The strongest people often move differently. They stay quiet. Not because they are hiding, not because they are afraid, but because they understand where results come from. Results come from work. Results come from discipline. Results come from consistency. Results come from patience, not from announcements. Not from attention, not from applause. Imagine two builders. The first builder spends every day talking about the house he will build. He shows people blueprints. He explains his vision. He discusses every detail. Years pass. The house still does not exist. The second builder says very little. Every day he lays a brick. Then another brick. Then another brick. People barely notice. The work looks small, the progress seems slow. But years later, there stands a beautiful house, solid, strong, real. The difference is simple. One builder talked, the other builder built. Most people fall in love with the idea. Few people fall in love with the process. But success belongs to the people who love the process. Success belongs to the people willing to work when nobody is watching. Success belongs to the people willing to continue when nobody is cheering. Success belongs to the people willing to stay focused while everyone else is distracted. This is why your next move should remain private. Because your energy is limited. Every conversation about your plans uses energy. Every explanation uses energy. Every debate uses energy. And that energy could be used for action. Imagine investing all that energy into learning, into building, into improving, into practicing, into creating. The results would be extraordinary. One day, people will ask where your success came from. They will think it happened quickly. They will think you got lucky. They will think you suddenly appeared out of nowhere. But you will know the truth. You will remember the early mornings. You will remember the late nights. You will remember the sacrifices. You will remember the discipline. You will remember the lonely moments when nobody believed in you. You will remember the countless days when nothing seemed to happen. And you will realize that the success everyone sees was built during the years nobody noticed. That is why you must protect your future plans. Protect them from doubt. Protect them from negativity. Protect them from unnecessary opinions. Protect them from distractions. Give them space to grow. Give them time to develop. Give them the attention they deserve. Then let your actions do the talking. Because at the end of the day, people forget promises. People forget announcements. People forget discussions. But people never forget results. Remember this powerful truth. The loudest plans rarely become reality. The quietest actions often change lives. Talk less, work more, explain less, build more, announce less, execute more, move in silence, grow in silence, win in silence, and let your success speak so loudly that you never need to explain yourself again. Today, we learned 5 things that should not be shared with everyone. Your dreams, the secret of your success, your personal problems, your income, wealth, and financial growth, your next move or future plans. These lessons are not about becoming secretive. They are about becoming focused. They are about protecting your energy. They are about protecting your peace. And most importantly, they are about protecting your future. The truth is that not everyone deserves access to every part of your life. Not everyone deserves to know your dreams. Not everyone deserves to know your struggles. Not everyone deserves to know your finances. And not everyone deserves to know what you are planning next. Some people will support you. Some people will doubt you. Some people will judge you. Some people will secretly hope that you fail. That is why wisdom is knowing what to share and what to protect. Remember this. A seed grows underground before anyone sees the tree. A building starts with a hidden foundation before anyone sees the structure. And success is built in private long before it becomes visible in public. The strongest transformations often happen in silence. The strongest growth often happens when nobody is watching. The strongest people are often the ones who spend less time talking and more time working. So from today, stop looking for approval. Stop explaining every move. Stop announcing every plan. Stop seeking permission to improve your life. Instead, focus on action. Focus on discipline. Focus on growth. Focus on becoming the person you know you can become. Then one day, your results will speak louder than any words ever could. And when people ask how you did it, you will know the answer. You protected your focus. You protected your future. And you stayed committed when nobody was watching. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, make sure to subscribe to the channel and join us for more powerful lessons that can help you build a stronger mind, a better life, and a brighter future. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing,